Through the train window, I can see the countryside with only a few lights here and there. The train was empty to begin with, and it only gets emptier as we approach the final stop.
A long holiday, huh?
Sorry. This holiday was supposed to cap off with just work and rehearsals. Even when I heard you senpai was coming back, I was the one who decided not to change my plans. When I told the others, they said stuff like, "Oh well, work's work," and "hang in there." Kanji was the only one who acted like a kid, saying, "What's more important to you, your work, your senpai?"
That reminds me, Naoto-kun had to work during the holidays too.
Where's Naoto the detective? I could be wrong. I don't remember. We'll be playing that segment next, so we'll learn soon enough. I bet Naoto-kun wouldn't get all indecisive about these things. When I sigh and take out my cell, I notice I have an email.
Oh, it's from Yukiko-senpai.
It's a summary of what the investigation team talked about today, and the time we're meeting tomorrow.
Junes at 6 a.m.? That's early. I bet some of those guys are gonna be
How are they
late for
even going to be
sure.
awake? I laugh, but it quickly turns into a sigh. I have tomorrow off, thanks to Inoue-san. And while I'm happy I get to see everyone, I'm a little bummed out, too. I couldn't do anything during that incident. I don't remember anything else about that day after I finished shopping for dinner at Junes. So I'm guessing she wasn't playable in the last one. When I came to, I was already in the announcement room in the TV world under the surveillance of General Teddy. In the end, it turned out that General Teddy was Labrys' shadow taking on Teddy's form. The shadow was holding this event called the P1 Grand Prix and forcing my senpai to fight each other in it. Since I was captured, they used my voice and likeness to goad everyone into hurting each other. I thought I sounded cool saying I had work, but I got kidnapped, imprisoned, and watched them use my face and voice to confuse everyone.
At this rate, I can barely
Aw, that
face
sucks.
Senpai and the others.
You senpai will be going back tomorrow. I think about Fuka-san, who had such tremendous powers that she could help Mitsuru-san's group by describing what was going on in the TV world even from outside. I wish I could be that useful.
The next stop is Yaso Inaba.
That's actually a pretty good, equivalent to actual train announcements. I like it. Oh, that's bad. What the? That was a weird place to cut the announcement off. All of a sudden, the lights in the train turn off, and the train that had already begun to slow down to its last stop grinds to a halt.
Oh no!
That's bad.
A blackout?
I look out the window to check. A huge red moon dominates the sky, and in the direction the train was heading there looks to be a giant red cocoon. Is that fog?
What is that? Inaba's that way.
I turn around. There's no one in the train. They've all disappeared. The train car was pretty empty, but I'm positive I wasn't the only passenger before.
Wait, what's going on? Oh right, my cell.
Now I gotta work. Think I might be able to find something out if I contact someone. I look at the phone I'm still holding after checking my email. But it seems to have turned off by itself, since the screen remains black. No matter how many times I press the power button, it won't turn on.
It's broken? Of all the times. Guys, you senpai.
Apart from the confusion, a sensation I know all too well starts to rise in me. I can't believe it, but there's no mistake. Let's get Phytoed. Can I Phyto? They're probably not going to Phyto until I get all the chapter 2s done.
This feeling. It can't be. It's like
That's
I'm
bad.
inside the TV.
I'm moving before I can think twice. I yank open the door using the emergency lever and jump out onto the tracks. I begin running toward the Yasu Inaba train station. Now's not the time to stay and cower here. Woman of action. Kinda sad she got damseled in the last one. Okay. Saving progress. R1 and R1. Oh, there's probably an episode P3 that covers the other side of the story, too, after we get through the first half. Alright, we might be coming back to this a few times. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, and then I'll be right back. I didn't think there was going to be this much story content. I guess I will chop this up for episodes at some point. Alright, so we got this. But seriously, do I get to fight anything anywhere in here? It says CPU will fight for you with auto mode is on, so there's got to be fights somewhere. Let's find out what's going on here. I do not want to go to the main menu. There we go. Okay, so what is next? What is do? The clock's ticking echoes through the room, and I look up from the file I hold. It seems I yearn for some mental stimulation to distract me from the sheer volume of information I'm attempting to process. But when I look up, all that's before me are the tall stacks of files I brought in from the reference room. Even when I cooperated with the investigation as a detective, I'd only been in this room a few times. Again, I'll adjust the voice as soon as we actually hear it. They must have ushered me into the drawing room on the highest floor of Inaba Station today to send a message, don't draw attention to yourself. I lowered my hat to rest my eyes, and spent some time thinking back on the conversation I had a short while ago. Conversations!
I see. In other
Nice
words,
sideburns.
nothing suspicious is apparent in the current Kirijo group.
Okay.
Correct. There are no factors that would necessitate deterring Mitsuru Kirijo or the shadow operatives which she leads.
The man holding my report falls silent, pondering something. His reaction shows that he most likely foresaw what sort of report I'd hand in. The well-dressed man before me belongs to the National Police Agency, Security Bureau, Security Planning Division, or, in brief form, the Public Safety Police. It was he who requested the undercover investigation into Mitsuru-san's shadow operatives.
Mitsuru Kirijo seemed to have some idea who stole her cargo, yes?
She did indeed. To begin with, the culprit knew the contents of the cargo which even Miss Kirijo herself did not fully understand.
Excuse me.
It follows that the culprit in this case was someone with intimate knowledge of the Kirijo group's dark secrets. How Mitsuru Kirijo deals with this culprit will surely shed more light
really?
on her true motives.
Half of that is true, and half is sophistry. I need to discover the trump card that public safety is hiding. For most likely, that trump card would lead us to the culprit of this case, the one who stole Labris and threw her into the TV world. After a moment of silence, the man places a stack of thick folders before me. If he had prepared this in advance, that means he was weighing his options. He knows of my intentions, yet he must have made the decision that what they stand to gain is worth the risk.
Report to us again
Okay.
when you find out more.
With that, the man leaves the room. It seems my gamble paid off.
Whether I find out more or not, it's certain that something will happen.
Labris' kidnapper hadn't been caught, and the case is ongoing. Even now, there may be developments somewhere. My friends on the investigation team must be having a strategy meeting at that food court around now. Though it's been a while since any of us have seen you, Senpai, so the conversation may have already digressed. Sighing, I force aside the twinge of loneliness and drop my gaze to the file that my gamble won.
The Kirijo Ergonomics Research Laboratory. An organization specializing in research upon shadows.
What does ergonomics have to do with shadows? But okay. What I demanded of public safety was an investigative document on a Kirijo Group Research Institute which no longer exists. The founder of that institute was Mitsuru-san's grandfather, Koetsu Kirijo. The contents of that report were filled with matters that were hard to believe. The Dark Hour, a different world populated by shadows that seems to intrude on the real world. The mysterious, almost alien artifacts known as plumes of dusk that can induce a personality. Humanoid robots called anti-shadow suppression weapons. ASWs. Goddamn ASSWs. Taking away my shadows. That were developed to oppose shadows. Artificial persona users who gained their abilities with special drugs. Had I not seen Aegis-san and Labris with my own two eyes, the supernatural contents of this file would seem ludicrously impossible.
A flood of shadows
Is it
and
Aegis?
the manifestation of
Even though it's pronounced
personas.
spelled with an
Many
E
similarities
in the
to
original
what we
names,
experienced.
and would be Aegis. I don't even know. I didn't see the katakana, so whatever.
The chief difference is that their catastrophe was artificially induced
That's
in the name of
bad.
research.
I'm guessing it was bad. I sensed an unwavering commitment to duty from Mitsuru-san and her team. Though they, like us, are persona users, the horrors in this file must be why I detected a very different type of resolve from them.
I hesitate to look into such matters without their consent, but I doubt
Fair
they'll
enough.
volunteer much.
From what I can deduce based on this, the culprit in Labris' case is without a doubt related to Kirijo and Ergo Research. the clue that leads to the truth has to be here. And if by chance something were to happen to Mitsuru-san and her people, we would need to know more about our common enemy. Gee! That totally didn't happen already, but anyway.
Took the position of chairman at Gekkokan High after Ergo Research was disbanded.
Okay.
Deceased in 2009. Cause of death. Falling from the school's observatory.
Nope.
Was it suicide?
I'm just guessing, but probably not.
Family.
There was no other information in regards to him in the document I gained from public safety. The simplicity of the section in regards to this Shuji Kutsuki, an obviously important person, oddly left an impression on me. Redacted information. I finished reading over the material, but to be honest, it tells me little. Most of the principals involved are already deceased, including Koetsu Kirijo, Shuji Kutsuki, and the persona users whose abilities were artificially awakened. Still, I do learn something. The culprit's objective in Labrys' case had similarities to the purpose of Ergo Research. To deliberately gather shadows in order to fuse them together. That sounds bad. If that was the objective, wouldn't the TV world have been an ideal place for a test run?
It may be best if I check inside of the TV world once more.
When I opened my cell phone to share my findings, scanned through though they may be, I noticed that the hour is late. It's almost the next day.
It's a bit late to call them. Which reminds me, I think I heard thunder earlier.
Maybe.
Could it have rained?
It was thunder snow. Who knows? That word, rain, gives me pause. During the incident with Labrys, the Midnight Channel was broadcasting again. If her case is truly ongoing, does that mean it could come on tonight? A bad feeling crosses my mind.
A call at this hour? From an unknown number.
Are you satisfied with your insurance coverage?
I got through. Miss Detective?
Oh, she's cute.
Oh, wait, no.
I thought she'd be
Now
more
to
robotic.
right?
Voice. Is that you, Labrys? What's the matter?
Listen up, because we got a big problem. Mitsuru-san and the others were on their way to Inaba.
And she's got like, oh, she's got like an accent too. This is gonna be great.
Missing?
So we were gonna go look for him, but these weird guys came barging into the Shadow Operatives lab.
That's
I'm
bad.
the only one
Oh,
who got out.
okay, so she's not captured. Cool, cool. The Shadow Operatives research lab was attacked? Could it be the enemy? No, that's not it. This is most likely...
Labrys, calm down. Can you describe anything unique about the people who invaded your headquarters?
Unique? They came in a big group. They wore suits. They showed this paper-looking thing, and they said something about an investigation.
Just as I thought. Public safety. I had my suspicions, but there can be no mistake. Though the Kirijo Group and Public Safety are formally in cooperation, Public Safety privately has a low opinion of the Shadow Operatives. Hence their request that I perform an undercover investigation. So they're dicks. Not just private dicks, they're actual dicks. They must have found out about Mitsuru-san's disappearance and used it as an opportunity to launch a compulsory investigation. But Mitsuru-san's disappearance couldn't really be related to Public Safety's move? Labrys said a moment ago that Mitsuru-san and her people were headed to Inaba. Why? While I think carefully, sorting through this new information, I asked Labrys for more details.
I understand. What's your present situation?
I can't go back to the lab, right? Even if I could, I wouldn't know what to do without Mitsuru-san around. But then I found out the Shadow Operatives got these special folks who only get called
really?
up in emergencies. I just met up with them a minute ago, and we're about to go look for Mitsuru-san and them.
Understood. I'll cooperate as well. I'm sure the others won't say no either. We'll all try searching for Mitsuru-san.
Really? Thanks.
Labrys, there's something else I'd like to ask. Why was Mitsuru-san headed for Inaba?
If I remember right, they found a weird shadow reading over there, so they were gonna go look into it.
A weird shadow reading?
An abnormal shadow reading is detected in Inaba, and Mitsuru-san and her people go missing when they head out to investigate? Even if this is unrelated to the public safety matter, I can't overlook this detail. Detective him! Mitsuru-san and her people are persona users, and extremely skilled ones at that. They are in a situation with no means of contacting help, and whatever enemy they face must be formidable. And the first such enemy who comes to mind is the culprit who kidnapped Labrys and forced us to fight in the P1 Grand Prix.
She said the reading spiked all of a sudden. Did something happen
Love
over
that.
there?
Please let me have a chapter with her because I love that
This
voice.
brings to mind. Oh, sorry. Hold on a
I
moment.
checked the clock on the wall of the drawing room. It's almost midnight. If there was an abnormal shadow reading, the Midnight Channel could be involved. I need to find a room with a TV.
I'm sorry, but let's continue this on the move. We should meet up at the very least. Actually, is that a helicopter I hear in the background?
Yeah, I'm surprised you can tell. We have a maid piloting one right now.
How can you tell? Not tell. Helicopters are very loud. Personal helicopter and a maid piloting it? I never thought of my family as poor. But thinking back to that limousine, the Kirijo clan seems to be on a completely different level.
Let me think of a place where a helicopter could land
Rooftop,
around here.
open street, park, sports field. As I continue to talk while walking down the hallway, all the lights suddenly turn off. Though it is midnight, this is a police station. There should be several officers still stationed here, even at this hour. However, in defiance of these facts, an unnatural stillness pervades the air. I kind of like how the writing for each character actually reflects the character, too. We didn't bother just, typing it out. They characterized it all. No, that's not it. The roaring helicopter rotors on the other end of the line have also fallen silent. My
Lapras?
cell phone has gone dead, as if the batteries were drained. I try a few things, but it won't even turn on. Have all the electronics here stopped working so suddenly? I open a nearby door to get a better look at my environment. The empty room is hazily lit by an eerie red glow coming from the window. Walking to get a clearer view, I gasp at the sight outside. An obvious pall has fallen over this quiet rural town. I don't remember that tower.
Fog?
But again, I haven't played the game before, so. Seeing the town enveloped in red fog, I can't help but remember last year's case. With a foreboding feeling that the situation has taken a turn for the worse, I quickly leave the strangely empty Inaba station. Alright! Still haven't fought anything. Okay. We'd at least get to watch the fights if auto mode were on, right? Because I just realized things turned black when they were done in the training mode. We'll see what happens. At least we'll get to watch a fight if the computer does. But whatever.
Damn it, it's not turning on. The streetlights are all out too. What in the world's going on here?
The Midnight Channel came on again. I called up you and all of a sudden my cell's gone completely dead. What in the world is happening now? I decided to rush to the floodplain for the time being, but there's not a single soul out in the red fog apart from Teddy, who's running right next to me. Isn't this pretty dangerous?
There's no one around. Am I gonna be all alone with Yosuke for the rest of my life? No! Why couldn't I be stuck with a beautiful lady? I could say the same thing about you. Anyways, we need to get to Juness right now. Let's go.
The eyes.
We're going to Juness? Such devotion to your company in a crisis.
That's not why we're going, moron. Someone from the team's bound to be there now.
Fair enough.
Whenever anything happened, we always met up there. So if we can't get in contact with anyone, that's the first
Of course.
place to go, right?
Oh, I see. Then Sensei, Chie-chan, Yuki-chan, and even Kanji are probably on their way right now.
Actually, I could imagine Kanji going
I love how that
straight
keeps
to
coming
the
up.
world instead.
I mean, that guy went into the TV while he was half asleep. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if the first thing he thought was, I better go into the TV right away.
Still, what was up with that midnight channel earlier? I've never heard of it starting before midnight. And what's up with the countdown? This isn't New Year's Eve.
It's a good thing we were in front of the TV. If we missed it, the world could have ended without us even knowing.
Dude, don't even say stuff like that.
If I'm remembering right, he said something about a one-on-one battle within an hour. And then there was that short shot of Mitsuru-san and her people up on crosses. What's up, Cliffy?
Was that video for real? I doubt Mitsuru-san's bunch would get caught that easily.
Crucifying a lady like that is unforgivable! Yosuke, let's hurry and meet up with everyone so we can go rescue Michan!
Right. You're really fired up about this, aren't you?
And then, I'm gonna get a thank you kiss from
Not
the
gonna
lovely
happen.
ladies.
That's what you're after. How much of a horn dog can
Yeah, I
one
did,
bear
Cliffy.
be?
Apparently, I didn't realize it's a sequel and not just the
Don't you like
updated
Michan's
version of the first
amazing
one, so I gotta get the
body,
first one now,
Yosuke?
too.
Well, who wouldn't be interested? Hey, where are you going with this?
But to be serious for a sec, that lady's way too intense for me. It's not that she just pulls off the queen thing to a T, she totally is one. No, wait, now's not the time to be fantasizing about that stuff.